Have you ever had this brilliant idea? A project you're super excited about, but you spend weeks, maybe even months, planning every single detail to perfection. You map out every step, research all the possibilities, and wait for that perfect moment to start. But that perfect moment never seems to arrive. And soon, that brilliant idea just becomes a distant memory. Another thing you were going to do. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. We've all been trapped by the myth of perfection. But today, we're going to break free. We're going to talk about why action, even imperfect action, will always beat perfect inaction. Let's start with a concept that's simple, but incredibly powerful. The power of 1%. Imagine you decide to get just 1% better at something every single day. 1% is tiny, right? It's barely noticeable. It could be reading one extra page, writing one more sentence, doing one more push-up, or spending 5 minutes learning a new skill. On its own, it feels insignificant. But what happens when you compound that tiny improvement over a year? The math is staggering. If you improve by 1% daily for a year, you'll end up nearly 38 times better than when you started. Conversely, if you get 1% worse each day, you'll decline to almost zero. This isn't about massive, heroic efforts. It's about small, consistent, daily actions that accumulate into extraordinary results. The perfectionist waits for the moment they can make a 50% leap, but that moment rarely comes. The Akantaka makes tiny 1% gains every day and eventually surpasses everyone who is still waiting on the sidelines. This leads us to the biggest enemy of progress. Overthinking. Our brains are incredible planning machines, but sometimes they go into overdrive. We get stuck in what's called analysis paralysis. We analyze every possible outcome, worry about every potential failure, and try to create a flawless plan before taking the first step. We convince ourselves that more research or more planning will guarantee success. But in reality, what it guarantees is delay. You can't steer a parked car. You need to be in motion to adjust your course. Thinking feels productive, but it's not a substitute for doing. The only way to truly know if your plan will work is to put it into action and get real-world feedback. Stop trying to figure it all out in your head. Start working. Write that first messy draft. Record that first awkward video. Make that first sales call. It won't be perfect, and that's the point. Your first attempt is just that, the first. It's a data point, not your final destination. So, how do we get ourselves to start? We often rely on motivation. We watch an inspiring video, read a powerful book, and feel this surge of energy. We're ready to conquer the world. But what happens a few days later? That feeling fades. Motivation is like a spark. It's great for getting a fire started, but it won't keep it burning. What keeps the fire going is action. Here's the secret. Action isn't just the result of motivation. It can also be the cause of it. You don't need to feel motivated to start. You need to start in order to feel motivated. Think about going to the gym. The hardest part is often just putting on your shoes and getting out the door. You might feel tired and uninspired, but once you start your workout, the endorphins kick in. You feel your body moving, and suddenly, you're energized and motivated to finish. This creates a positive feedback loop. Action creates motivation, which fuels more action. The trick is to turn your goals into simple, daily actions that are so small, you can't say no to them. Don't aim to write a book. Aim to write 200 words today. Don't aim to get fit. Aim to do a 10-minute walk today. Make it easy to start, and motivation will follow. This brings us to a crucial mindset shift. Showing up matters more than feeling ready. Nobody ever feels 100% ready. There will always be a little bit of doubt, a little bit of fear, a feeling that you could be more prepared. The most successful people in any field aren't the ones who waited until they were completely ready. They were the ones who showed up anyway. They showed up when they were tired, when they were scared, and when they didn't have all the answers. Your willingness to show up consistently, day in and day out, is a far greater predictor of success than your level of talent or your feeling of readiness. Think of it like a commitment to yourself. You are telling yourself that your goals are important enough to work on, even when it's inconvenient or the world doesn't reward you for feeling ready. It rewards you for what you produce, for the value you create, for the work you put in. And all of that begins with the simple act of showing up. Now, what happens on those days when the initial excitement is long gone? The small actions feel like a chore, and you just don't feel like showing up at all. This is where inspiration fades and discipline takes over. Motivation gets you started, but discipline is what keeps you going. Discipline is not about forcing yourself to do things you hate. It's about building a system of habits that supports your long-term goals. It's about understanding your why. Why did you start this in the first place? When you have a strong emotional connection to your goal, it's easier to push through the tough days. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Every time you choose to do the work, instead of making an excuse, you are strengthening your discipline. Start small. Build a system. Create a schedule. Remove temptations. Make your environment work for you, not against you. If you want to eat healthier, don't keep junk food in the house. If you want to write in the morning, set out your laptop the night before. These small environmental cues automate your decisions and reduce the amount of willpower you need. Discipline isn't about being a robot. It's about creating a structure that makes it easier to do what is truly important to you, even when inspiration is nowhere to be found. So, let's bring it all together. The journey to achieving your goals isn't a straight line to a perfect destination. It's a messy, winding path, paved with small, imperfect actions. It's about embracing the power of 1% daily improvement. It's about breaking free from analysis paralysis and just starting. It's about using action to create motivation, not waiting for motivation to create action. It's about showing up, especially when you don't feel ready. And most importantly, it's about building the discipline to keep going when the initial spark fades. Perfection is an illusion. It's a finish line that keeps moving further away the closer you get. Action is real. It's tangible. It creates momentum. It builds confidence. And it's what ultimately gets you where you want to go. So, what is that one small, imperfect action you can take today? Right after this video, don't just think about it. Do it. That is how you begin. Thank you so much for watching. If this message resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content to help you build a better life. Let me know in the comments what one action you're going to take today. I'd love to hear about it. See you in the next one.